you for welcoming us into this incredible space, which I understand you probably know more about than anybody else because of what you do here at Covenant Village. Could you start by giving us a little bit of an introduction to how you became so interested in the world of IT?
Yeah, definitely. So when I was in late elementary school, probably middle school, my dad made a career transition from carpentry to IT, and I immediately became interested in what he did. And after that, I was interested in all things computers. I had my own computer and I learned how to put them together and how to work on them. And then when I got to high school, for the company he worked for, it was a family company owned by a cousin. I went to work for that company in the summer and during breaks, and I would drop off computers, I would pick up computers some places, and they had about 200-300 businesses around town they serviced. And so I would drop stuff off, pick it up, and then I would work on stuff in the shop. And so I learned what I was doing. And then when I went off to college at Western Carolina, I would come back in the summer and I would work. And then they hired me right out of college, and I worked for them for 4 years. And then I found my way to Covenant Village.
Great. Now, how many years have you been here at Covenant Village?
I have been at Covenant Village for 12 years.
Well, I know I can't go down the hallway here without somebody saying, "Hey, Cory, do you have a minute? I've got a question." Because I know that everybody here relies on you for their technology needs. What are some of the projects you've been involved in since you came here to really up the game of IT and technology at Covenant Village?
When I first came to Covenant Village, there was very little technology. They had just enough to get by. When I came, one of the first things I did was I upgraded the phone system. We put together the whole corporate network. It was segmented into different networks depending upon the part of the building you were in, and they were actually paying for internet service for those parts of the building. So we were able to consolidate, find immediate savings. We switched from QuickBooks to Matrix Care for our accounts payable and revenue cycle management. And so that's really updated how they're able to do their business processes and billing residents, paying bills. We've added software called Automate for accounts payable for all the departments to be able to submit their invoices. For the residents, we added a online communications portal so that they can get all the information about what's going on in Covenant Village instead of having to pass out paper, and we're able to post it out there and all the residents can see it. They get iPads, and then with that, they'll log on to the app and they'll see what's going on. They'll have events, activities, stuff that's going on in the wellness center, stuff's going on in dining. And so that's kind of like the hub of where everything's at. They can get documents for meetings like the resident association meeting or the resident council meetings, food committee meeting, different things like that.
What are some current projects or things that you're working on now that just continue to elevate technology at Covenant Village?
For the first time over in Stonecrest, we are adding smart home for all the Stonecrest residents, and so they'll be able to control their thermostats from their phones. They'll be able to control, they'll have smart key locks so that they can unlock their doors from their smartphone, or they can put a PIN code in their door and get into their apartment. But also the smart home will allow the residents to control their lights from their phone or from the Echo shows that they're going to get. They'll be able to say, "Hey Alexa, turn on my lights," or "Change my thermostat." And even better, they'll be able to say stuff like, "What's for dinner in the dining room?" and it will read out what's going on in Hearthstone dining room. They'll be able to say, "What announcements does Covenant Village have today?" and it will read the announcements out to them. They will be able to, events and activities are going on, what's going on in Arise Wellness today, and it'll read that out to them. They can carry on a conversation with the resident nurse, or if they happen to fall in their apartment, they can say, "Call the resident nurse" or "Call security."
Oh, yes.
That will be able to contact them and get somebody in. They'll have that in addition to their pendants that they carry around. But then, one other thing that's going to do...
There's more?
Yes, there's more. We're going to automate the resident check-in process so that security does not have to go in and check on the resident each day. They'll be able to get up and say, "Alexa, I'm up," or they'll be able to just walk into their bathroom and the motion of the light going on will trigger as a check-in, and so the nurse and security will be able to look in and see who's been up. And we hope to offer this to the residents in the main building and in the existing cottages very, very soon, and we'll have it in the new Knollwood cottages coming as well.
Artificial intelligence is certainly on the rise. Could you tell us some ways that perhaps Covenant Village is also looking into adding that as a component of technology?
We will be offering in the future AI for the first time. It'll be something called conversational AI. Now, everybody's used to the generative AI, like what you see with ChatGPT, but conversational AI will help with digital companionship. So you'll be able to maybe talk to a digital concierge who you'll be able to ask questions or tell them that you're not feeling good, and they'll be able to interact with you and give you suggestions for how to feel better. And then if they deem that it's something that they can't help with, they'll let the resident nurse know that you need help, and they'll send a resident nurse to come see you. But also you'll be able to ask them different questions and carry on conversations about things you're interested in. I think this will be a really big game changer in being able to help people, especially those who might live alone and don't have people to talk to all the time. It'll give them that interaction that they need, and it will kind of add a personal touch to it.
Well, that's tremendous. Well, obviously, you and the other members of the leadership team have really been thinking about how technology can help to improve the lives here of Covenant Village residents. And I know that some of the things you've already listed have been included in past seasons of giving, plus the large screens that you have in the assembly room. That was a gift that was made possible by a resident here at Covenant Village. And so I'm sure there's going to be opportunities in this year's season of giving for people just to continue to give to technology, to continue to expand all the great work that you're already doing here. Thanks so much for taking the time to meet with us in this incredible space so that we could both see what you do here and learn a little bit more about the great work you're doing at Covenant Village.
That's so anytime.
Thank you.